Live. Nice. All right, we're here live with Martin Norquist. He's a member and got a few questions for him, just figuring out what his story is, and so here we go. So, how long have you been a member with Fit Body Boot Camp?
I've been coming here for about 6 months now.
6 months, so
Yeah.
May-ish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then what's your life look like prior to that?
Well, prior to May-ish, 6 months before that, I was very overweight.
Okay.
And it was about last September I made a decision to make a lifestyle change, eat differently, get back in shape, lose weight, feel good again. So 6 months ago, I kind of plateaued and needed to do something different than I was doing. So that's when I called you and came in and decided to take this step.
Okay, so to delve into that a little bit further, so what specifically was it that kind of was the trigger? Because obviously you're living your life and going along, and then all of a sudden there's something that changed.
Yeah, well, I was pretty miserable and just kind of feeling crummy mentally and physically for a long period of time. And a year and a half ago, we went on a cruise up to Alaska in July. And honestly, I was too heavy to do things like go sledding and go on the ropes. What's that called?
Zip line.
The zip line.
Right.
And that just really pissed me off.
Right.
And so I came back and struggled with it for a little while, and then finally just made the decision.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so that kind of goes into what my next question was like what's your life look like prior to joining? Now it's kind of a two-tiered story. So like September is when you make the decision.
Right.
So before that, you're not very happy with yourself.
Right.
You're overweight. You're not getting to do everything on your vacation. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Then from September to before you joined, what were you doing?
I made a drastic change eating-wise, which I'm still doing. Just eating healthy, all good stuff. And then I had started walking because that was really all I could do exercise-wise. And I started then, after about 3 months, I had lost a considerable amount of weight and started jogging. And then I was doing some at-home, I got a little 7-minute app thing on my phone where I was doing that, which I do some of the stuff that we do here, push-ups and planks and whatnot. But like I said, I kind of hit a plateau and I needed to do something different. I thought about joining a gym, but there's no way I was going to motivate myself to do it, so that's why. I actually talked to someone who goes to one in Modesto, and she encouraged me to try it.
Come through. Cool. We were just talking about that. That's Sonia from B&I, or long term. Yeah. So anyway, all right. What were some of the challenges that have held you back, kind of in the past, or even along this journey? Because obviously, I know how much weight you've lost in the last year and a month, basically. But like, it hasn't been perfect, I'm sure.
No,
all that stuff.
Honestly, I'm a pretty stubborn person. So when I finally make a decision to do something, I make that decision. So it hasn't been as hard as I've heard it's been for other people because I was determined.
Right.
I got
so all the hiccups really don't matter.
Right. So I got into a good routine with my food, and I'm a pretty good cook. So
right.
It's been not easy, but there's times when I struggle. Over the holidays are okay. This Halloween I've had a few little pieces of candy, where last year I didn't have any.
Oh, okay.
But it's not really a struggle because I've kind of landed where I wanted to, goal-wise, weight-wise. So now I'm more interested in getting stronger as opposed to
stronger maintenance and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay. So you don't go back, basically.
Right. Yes. I'm not ever going back.
Right. Exactly. Okay, and we answered this one, but I was going to ask you what finally made you take that action. But really, it was that vacation.
It was, yeah.
It was the one piece,
right?
Which is pretty dramatic. I can't imagine. I mean, I can imagine you're like,
I spent a buttload of money to go to Alaska and then couldn't do the things I wanted to do. So yeah, that check.
Have you like rescheduled?
Not yet, no.
So, okay, and you were stubborn and whatnot, but what were you skeptical about, like walking through the doors at Fit Body Boot Camp?
It's just not something that I've really ever done. I'm a fairly private person overall, so even now people, when I haven't seen you in a long time, they Martin, you look so different.
Right.
I don't enjoy telling the story to people I don't know real well. But this place, once I got in here, I want to compliment you. I think you do a really good job making people feel very comfortable, and your employees do as well. So, I was just nervous, or not necessarily nervous, but hesitant about, sharing myself with people. And
sure.
But since I've gotten here, it's actually been really easy to do that.
Yeah, and so one of the things, you literally from day one, like I tell people they should come at least once a day. Mm-hmm. It's unlimited, right? And you've taken advantage of that. You've come basically twice a day, every single day that you've been
pretty much. Yeah.
And so, and you've come in the morning and the evening, and so, you jumped in and just all in, basically.
That's the way I do things.
And so, I know what your results are, but what have your results been? Even starting back from September, and even since you've been a member here.
Well, I've lost about 110 pounds overall since I've started. A year and
so like a human.
Ago. Yeah, I've lost a whole body.
Right.
Right. And then since I came here, I've lost about another 50 pounds. I think I'd lost 60 about when I came here, and I'd stayed at that for over a month. So again, that's what pushed me to do something different.
To do something different.
So in the last 6 months, I've lost another 50 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so that's literally one of the things that, because when you're running, it's a steady state.
Right.
And so you're burning calories. You're burning a lot of calories, but you aren't necessarily developing muscle, which helps you burn all the calories. And that's where kind of what blasted you through that plateau.
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're using all your muscles, and that actually in the long run is really what's going to help you stay where you want to be.
Right.
Everybody always says, well, you always see fit guys and it's so easy, they can eat whatever they want. Well, that's because they have a lot more muscle mass, which just inherently burns calories, because fat doesn't burn calories, but muscle does.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. And sounds like you're actually at your goal, but what's your next big goal, if there is one?
Yeah, just to get stronger, really, and I'm interested in starting to do things like Spartan races and mud runs and stuff like that, because I've never done that and always been interested in doing it.
That? Did you see?
Yes, I know. There's a group of people here trying to get me to do it with them in a month.
You should just do it.
I probably will, but I don't want to tell them that.
That privacy and stubbornness coming on. Yeah,
right.
I'm not going to be there, and then you just show up.
Right.
Yeah. Well, now they know.
Yeah.
So, and if you had to give just somebody out there and 2 fitness tips, what would you tell them?
2 fitness tips. Just the first one is just get active. Start doing something.
Okay. Like walking.
Right, because I was sitting around on my butt for years, and just getting out and walking, even in a month of just walking, I felt a lot better.
Right.
And then another step, a piece of advice, probably just to talk to someone who has gone through it and can just help you along the way, because it's really, if you set your mind to doing it, it's really not that hard.
Right.
As long as you just have to make the decision to go for it and do it. So.
Cool. Yeah. And then what would you tell a friend who was looking to get in shape?
A friend? I'm pretty
as
blunt.
opposed to enemies.
Just do it. I mean, Nike really coined that phrase years ago. You have to start somewhere.
Right.
And I'll help someone start somewhere. I'll gladly take a friend along. I've been trying.
Right.
Just do it.
Now, one of the things we haven't talked about, and it's kind of off. I'm done with my regular questions, but you talked about your meal planning, your food, and truthfully, I believe, you can come here. We officially, what everybody sees us selling every day is, boot camp.
Right.
But the key is the meal planning, and so how much of that do you think, if you had to give a percentage of it, how much of that, you losing your 110 pounds, how much of that is, meal planning and eating healthy?
Oh, I mean, that's a huge part of it. Like I said, when I first started, I couldn't do much exercise at all, and I lost weight fast just from changing my diet. And I was eating a lot of crap, so it was pretty
easy.
Yeah.
You're you mean I don't eat the 8,000 calories?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I dropped originally my calorie intake down to about 1,600, which was I was hungry.
Right.
Yeah, but once I got over the first month, I fell into a routine, and it's still. I'm still eating very similar to where I was a year ago, and it's easy to do.
Right. And truthfully, at this point, it almost is a level where you might want to start stepping up your.
I have a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
and we've talked about that before, and you're
yeah.
and at one point in time you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're switching from losing weight to building muscle, that's really
Right.
like,
Right. I eat around 2,000 calories a day now.
Right.
Which is definitely more than I was 6 months ago.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
pleasure.
I know that we're going to work out, and thanks for watching and everything. I appreciate you as a member, and I mean, obviously, you're up on the wall here, and you're up on the wall in Manteca, and you're up on the wall down in
I saw it
Southern
down in Orange,
California.
yeah.
Yeah, down in Orange. Although I don't know if you saw it, that they like hit it around the corner.
It was over on the side, yeah. It wasn't,
Yeah,
I wasn't too pleased with where it was. I
Right,
should move
exactly.
it.
I've actually had a conversation with them. Like, hey, you need to move them all so people can see them. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I don't normally hide the people who lose over 100 pounds in the corner, right?
Right.
So anyway,
Very
so
good.
I'm happy, and part of the reason I'm super happy to have you on board and that you continue getting through that plateau. But I really wanted to express to everybody that like it wasn't just us. Like it was, because I really think there's a lot of people out there who just don't start, and or they're going along. And they hit that plateau and they think, well, this is just where I'm supposed to be at.
Right.
And so, we're not, I mean, we're a great place. I want everybody to feel like they're at home here and everything. But if you just get out and do something, like you said. And so that's part of the big reason I wanted you to tell your story.
Great.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you much.
For sure.